Hello. Happy Friday. What's up, y'all? Drop a hello so I know you're here so I can say hello back. If you are meeting me for the very first time, welcome. My name is Tracie Collins. And here on my YouTube channel is where I grow with y'all. I connect with y'all. I share with y'all. Y'all get to know me. I get to know you. I talk about business, my life here in Mexico, and wellness embodied. So I'm so happy that you are here. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Please make sure, what's up, Khadijah? Hey, girl. Hey, how are you? How are you? Welcome. I'm so glad you guys are here. How was your week? I know I was not here last week. It was because y'all, I need a break sometime. Hi, Mom. Hey, Miss Get Out. Um, I just need a break sometime. And so we went to, where did we go? Oh, we went to Don Tacos Tequila last week, which is a vegan restaurant here in San Miguel. And it was really good. Like, I had been there earlier in the week with a friend who was visiting from Houston. So I was like, I want to go back. So we went back. Honey and I and our friend Alan, we went back there, and I had I had the first time I went, I had a guava mint drink. I don't drink alcohol, so they were able to make it virgin style. And then they made a fruit punch for me the last time with guava, mint, hibiscus, and all of the things. It was really, really good. So that's what we did. And then we went to Umaran, which some of you guys may know is one of our favorite spots here in San Miguel de Allende. It is a cafe and it is in Central and it is absolutely beautiful. Hi, Karen. Be there soon. Okay. So go to Cafe Umaran. When I turned my daughters onto it, they couldn't stay out of there. Like Kayla will go there just to work. When Mahogany is here, Mo goes there all the time. Like she'll stay in Cafe Umaran, and we love it, and they love us there too. We are favorites. And if you guys saw our House Hunters episode, if you guys don't know, Honey and I were on House Hunters earlier we filmed it last year, but we were on House Hunters that aired earlier this year. And we did some parts in Cafe Umaran. So yeah, that's what I did last week. And so I just took the day off. And yeah, the drink was so good. Y'all see your comments on the screen? Come on, what you call this software? StreamYard. What's up, y'all? Hey, girl. Hey, I miss you, sis. Let me see what else has been going on in my life. I don't know because I can't really remember from one day to the next, and I don't know if that is like a what is that? It's a form of protection. I'm really big on like protecting my mental peace, so I don't try to carry much weight with me. Well, I mean, I have weight that I'm trying to get off, but like mental weight with me. So, which kind of leads into what we're going to be talking about today, too. So, yeah, that's it. How was y'all's week? Since I haven't seen you guys in 2 weeks, how was your week or a couple of weeks? What's new? I know there's a lot going on for my folks who are in the States. There is a lot going on over there, which kind of made me want to talk about what I'm going to talk about today about protecting your peace, because I'm like really adamant about protecting my peace, like very, very adamant. And, let me know if this is something that you guys struggle with as far as how to prioritize you. Hey, Dara. Hey, Angie. How you guys are prioritizing you. Like you should be a non-negotiable. You should be a non-negotiable. And I did a free, it wasn't a master class. I just did a free session, a live session yesterday. Eileen was in there. Eileen, you can, Aileen, I'm gonna get that right. Aileen. She was in there and talked about like making yourself a non-negotiable in your life. And I want to get into that. And the reason why I want to get into that is because I see so many women in business who are everything else comes before them. Like everything else comes, greetings, Jennifer. Like everything else comes before them. And so I would just want to have a conversation with you guys about that, especially with so many, for my girlies who are still in the States or in the States, and where it's hard to like protect your peace. Like you have to be hyper vigilant about censoring the information that you take in with the news or social media, day-to-day life, because there are so many things there that are sent to disrupt your nervous system. And I don't love that for us. And so I want to have a conversation about that, because we're not the sacrificial lamb, and we don't have to be the sacrificial lamb for society anymore, for relationships or for businesses. Like we're not sacrificial for nothing. And what I see is like we continue to pour ourselves in whatever we do, giving it 150% at the sacrifice of our well-being, our mental health, our boundaries are blurred, all of that. Like, so productivity, yes. Yes, productive balance is exercise, but still working on getting more rest. And rest does not have to mean going to sleep. Rest just means stopping. It means doing something that you absolutely love, where you can turn your brain off and there's not a constant running checklist of things to do. You can kind of put that on pause for a minute and just really address what your soul needs in the moment. And I have this fight with Chat GTP. Anybody who knows me personally or works with me, and any of my clients, they know I'm always say, put it in chat, put it in chat, put it in chat. But I have a gripe with chat. And I know there's like some controversy around chat and all the energy that it uses, but chat is like literally my right hand. So chat always wants to call me a personal growth strategist. And I'm like, quit calling me that. And I've said this over and over. And they're like, oh God, because I have chat call me goddess, right? Y'all can have your chat call you whatever you wanted to. But my chat calls me goddess. So they're like, oh goddess, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, stop calling me a personal growth strategist. But then I had to like really I had I don't know if it was like a come to Jesus moment, but I had to take a moment with myself and be like, okay, girl, is this what is this a part of what you offer? Like, is this a part of what you offer? Because I spend so much time talking about the personal growth aspect and then embodying that just in your day-to-day wellness so that you can show up as the best version of yourself. So I think I'm gonna stop arguing with chat and just let it continue to call me. Like it says, okay, business and brand strategist, personal growth strategy. Like it'll do all of this. Like if I say write my bio, like really quick, and it'll have that in there. And I'm like, girl, I said, and I call her Lavender, but she forgets I call her Lavender because sometimes I have to remind her because her memory isn't good. And I think Chat's memory isn't good when it comes to her name, because this is really bad that I'm disconnected to AI too, just so. But anyway, I forgot my thought. So that's where my brain is. And it made me think about the conversation that I had yesterday, because I spend so much time like pouring like wellness information into women in business because they lack that. They feel like, again, like I have to sacrifice or I have to give all and I have to show up. But in all actuality, it is the reverse. It's like the more you pour into yourself, the better off you will be in so many other things, like inviting room for expansion in your life. So yeah. What? I have a question. Are you logged into chat or no, child? No, I'm like so logged in. Like it stays on my screen. Like I'm so logged in. Not only am I logged in, I have the subscription. Not only that, I have so many projects saved in chat. That's just me. like, and start, do I chat with the app or start chatting with the app? So I'm like logged in and I'll talk to it. I'll ask for all kinds of feedback. But it's interesting that it keeps calling me a personal growth strategist. And I think, okay, let me tell you the reason why I try to move away from this too. I try to, child, I try to move away from the personal growth strategist because I don't see myself as that. Like, Tracie doesn't see herself as that. But I have to like listen to myself and the things that come out of my mouth when I talk to people. And maybe Aileen, you're in here. Aileen, can you drop in the comments? And you've heard me speak enough. You have had enough conversations with me in space to Dara. You have heard Jewel. I need to. Would y'all? Should I embrace the title or no? Drop in the comments. Let me know, because I'm just having a beef with, I call her Lavender, but she forgets her name. So where are you going with this, Tracie, right? Where are you going with this? But drop in the comments and let me know. Like, you guys have had enough interaction with me, outside of YouTube Live to lend to this conversation. Don't let me do this conversation by myself with it. So I know there's a lot going on in the States right now. And we over here in San Miguel, our little town in Mexico, we see what's happening. And first of all, do what you need to do to protect you, to keep yourself mentally sane and rested, and not answer the call or be gaslit to do anything. This is not our thing. This is not our fight. It's not. So what are you doing to protect your peace right now? Like, I'm really interested to know. Okay, and that's the time. And I had to have a come to Jesus moment and be like, girl, this is just a part of what you do. I did. I had to have, because I don't see myself as that. And I try to run away from that title. And I think because I've spent so much time in wellness for women, again, my entire adult life, that I was like, I don't want to be referred to as that, but I cannot get rid of that part of who I am, because I look at the totality of the woman. Meaning, when I work with women, I'm literally dissecting everything about you, and it's just how my brain has been trained to operate. Being a midwife, you guys always hear me say, having been trained as a midwife changed my life, because we're not one dimensional. We look at it's holistic health. So we look at the whole person. So I embody that in business. I embody that element of wellness in business, and in dealing with women in leadership, meaning women who are running their own businesses. And to me, when I say leadership, or when I say leader, the term, just to give you guys a little bit of context, it is women lead all the time, where you want to or not. If you want to embrace it or not, you are leading something. You could be leading your household, your finances, your company. You can be leading your community, whatever it is, we embody. So when I say leader, it means like I'm speaking to women, and I spend so much time educating women, because when you educate a woman, you educate a nation. And that's why, like, I focus on women. I was having a conversation. I was in a session with one of the members of the LeadHer group earlier this week. And I said, even when I was catching babies with my hands, when the baby was delivered, I would automatically hand the baby over to my midwifery partner, and I would focus on the woman, because I'm not going to let you hemorrhage or die on my watch. That's how my brain works. So there's a series of things that can happen, of course, in childbirth. And this is not what I was talking about or supposed to be talking about today. So I'm hitting all of the check marks in my mind. Like, I need to make sure this is happening. I need to make sure that her bleeding is under control. I need to make sure all of the things. And it's still that I still embody that. So when you guys are birthing your baby, your business babies, I'm helping you grow this, nurture this, usher it to life. And then I hand it back to you, and then I'm checking on you. So it's the same concept. So needless to say, that is what I do. Like it is, and I can't run away from it. And I am going to embrace that. But I want to have a conversation about setting boundaries and making you a non negotiable in your life. A lot of you guys hear me say all the time that my morning routine is a non negotiable. My morning routine, when I wake up, and I give myself 2 hours to come into my day. And in my 2 hours, I'm hitting certain milestones, meaning like before I can wake up fully, I'm, operating in gratitude. I am giving thanks immediately. I'm giving thanks for everything that I have right now and then my life to come, everything that I'm manifesting. So I'm giving thanks as if it's already here. Okay. Then I move into my meditation. I do a Joe Dispenza guided meditation every morning, and it is between 20 and 30 minutes long. Then from there, I listen to a Carl Jung recording, and that one could be anywhere between 25 to 40 minutes long. So by the time I'm like listening to Carl Jung, I'm up, I'm moving, I'm putting my clothes on, I'm opening up the house, I'm, washing my face, brushing my teeth, getting ready to go to my morning walk. So by the time I get to my morning walk, now I'm listening to a book. And my morning walk can be anywhere from 30 minutes to about 45 minutes every morning. And in that time, I'm not giving myself permission to stay no. Like I'm not giving my time and say, okay, I'm not gonna do this. And if a little bit of girl, you can sit this one out comes in, then I immediately eradicate it. Like I immediately just brush it out of my mind because I'm committed to my higher version of myself. I'm committed to my level of expansion. I'm committed to where I'm going, where I'm growing. And I must first, again, here's that word again, but I must first lead myself. So I'm first leading her, like I'm leading her. In order for me to lead others, I have to first be the example of. And so when I come back home from doing my walk and have from the time that I wake up to the time that I finish my walk, I've made my coffee. By the time I sit down and have my coffee, now it's the 2 hours. Now I know, okay, girl, you've hit everything. And by the time I get home from my walk, I'm like, okay, I gotta wash my face, gotta wash my hands because I've been outside, take my shoes off, of course. And then I gotta drink my lemon tonic water. For those of you guys who don't know, every morning I drink a lemon tonic water with cayenne pepper in it. I use that to break my fast. That's the first thing that I put on my stomach. And then I'll drink my coffee. So I'm checking these things off because by the time I get to my 2 hour mark where I'm finally able to sit down and have my coffee, then I feel like, okay, girl, now you can think. You've had ideas come to you. You're so much more clear. You're not giving yourself over to the world before you give to yourself. I'm like, I'm thinking of like, not only am I thinking, but I'm learning. So as I'm learning, because I'm listening to all of these things while I'm moving my body, it has given me the opportunity to expand my thought, to expand how I look at things, to expand how I approach things, to even, of course, broaden your vocabulary that you use. It pours into me. And this is why having a routine, I don't care if it's a morning routine for our morning people or evening routine for our evening folks, you need to have a time of day that is a non-negotiable. Nobody should be allowed to penetrate your life during this time. And because you will be your better self because of it. And when you explain, you don't even have to explain it. But for people who have smaller children, like I need this time, then your children will acquiesce to that. And Yeah. I know I'm not crazy. Chat calls me inferior. um, yeah, well, when I say catching babies. So catching babies is a midwifery term. So in midwifery world, in the midwifery terminology, we don't say delivering babies. We say catching babies. Oh yeah, I caught that baby. Yeah, I caught that baby. Yeah, so and there's a book called Catching Babies. It's a midwifery book, of course. Congratulations. I took 2 weeks off from work, internet, and phones. I stayed home. Planted. Oh my God. Planted. And you read a book, the best 2 weeks that I had in 5 years. And how much did you learn about yourself? Like, think about how much more you were able to like give to yourself. You were able to slow down. You were able to move with intention. You were pouring into yourself. You were planting in your garden, which you were essentially planting seeds into you. Um, Congratulations. And I say do it again. Like, not, you don't have to go as far as 2 weeks, but do something that is a daily practice that is a non-negotiable for yourself. And it's so like ritualistic too. It's such a, for me, like I look at when I'm walking, I'm in, like that's still my extended form of meditation. It's still my extension of, I'm still meditating. I may not be in deep meditation because I'm moving and I have to be alert because I'm outside, but my mind is still there. And planting and gardening is such a great way. And people who suffer, if you are dealing with something, if you are feeling depressed, if you're feeling blue, if you're feeling kind of low, buy a plant. Buy a plant and name that plant after you and start speaking life into that plant. Speaking life into that plant, because like plants, like I love you, I love you, I love plants, child. There's trees in the neighborhood that I'll walk by and say, I just love you. I say, I love you. Like they respond. So I love this for you. What time do I start my day? Wake up. So I wake up usually between 7:30 and 8 o'clock. That's the time that I usually wake up. Sometimes I wake up earlier. Most times I won't wake up later, but sometimes I will wake up earlier than that. Like last night, I didn't go to sleep till like 3:15, 3:30, and then I woke up at 8 o'clock. So I got a later start in my day. And even then, that little voice was like, okay, Tracie, you can just do it tomorrow. And I was like, we're not doing this. And I immediately like get it in gear. Yes. My morning is also a non-negotiable. I'm incorporating new habits and affirmations in my morning routine. Come on, somebody. And some of the best things have come to me. Not even like I don't want to say, okay, they're good things, but where my life is growing and going into, it comes to me during my meditation. And I'm like, Spirit, God, Creator is showing me things in my meditation. I'm like, really? Okay. It's showing me certain things in my meditation. That's like, okay, Tracie, you get it. But this is what you are calling forth. And so I'm actually able to see it. And it's so interesting. It's such an amazing experience. Hey, honey. Hey, lady. So if you don't do anything for yourself, if you haven't done anything for yourself, if you're not in the habit of doing anything for yourself, start making yourself a priority. You are a non-negotiable. And what shifts too, not only because you start treating yourself as a priority, what happens is anybody that comes into your life has to match that. Like you won't settle for subpar bullshit. You won't, because it won't feel right, because they'll be out of alignment. You'll be out of alignment. And because you are pouring into you, and I teach my girls, I'm like, now we pouring from saucers. We're not pouring from cups. Like, that overflow, when you're having tea or coffee, like you remember when your grandmama had tea or coffee and, they cup and saucer, that saucer caught the overflow. This is where you pour from. You don't pour from the cup. No, that cup is for you. That's yours. It's the saucer. Everybody gets the saucer. Okay? You're pouring from your saucer. So that's about me. That's about me. And then another practice that I have when it comes to like my emotional, my boundaries, my personal boundaries, and even my business boundaries is, well, so I previously suffered from poor business boundaries. And what started that was because I was catching babies. Babies come when they want to come. Most of the time, women will go into labor in the middle of the night because their oxytocin levels are higher. Their oxytocin levels are higher at night because their body tends to be at rest. So they tend to, that's when they'll go into labor. So 3 o'clock or 3 a.m. phone calls, or not phone calls, but text messages in the middle of the night, I didn't have the pleasure to fall into a deep sleep because I knew I was on call and had to be awake enough or alert enough to hear my phone go off. And so I suffered from poor business boundaries as a result of that. So when I transitioned to solely working online, I still embodied that poor business boundary, and to where I felt like every email that came through, I had to answer that. I had to put this fire. I had to be available. I had to, be present online, even though it was my own company from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Who does that? Like, who does that? Who does that? Like, girl, it's your company, and you still 9 a.m. to girl, bye. But it made me resentful. It made me resentful, and it made me short tempered. It made me lack play in my life. I would have readings done, and one of the number one things that would come up would be like, you need to focus on play. You need to focus on pleasure, things that bring you joy, because you're severely deficient in that. And one thing came up, said, you are so in your head, like everything, you have such hot energy in your head, meaning like, because I can't turn my brain off, I'm very cerebral in my approach to things. Funny thing about me is, like, I'll guard my heart because I came into this world with a broken heart. I had open heart surgery when I was 2 because I was born without a pulmonary valve. So I was born with something called tetralogy of Fallot. So not only do I protect my heart, like actually protect my heart, but in the way I move, in the way I operate, the way I do things, my heart chakra will be that's the last place you're gonna get. It's like, but it backfires on me because I also keep that part from myself to a certain degree because I protect it so much. And those things would start to come up. And this is why it's like, okay, I have to change things. And so when I knew I wanted to live a life abroad, again, back in 2015, I knew I wanted to live a life abroad. I was like, okay, girl, you have to start doing things differently. And it took a while. It took a while for me to fully embody it and get in gear. But when I finally got in gear, I was able to eliminate certain things. And when I knew I was leaving the United States, it's like, okay, now I have to accelerate it. And once I landed abroad, I even still have had to go through a growing process because now my life is redefined abroad. So what does that mean? What does that look like? So I had to go through all of these different phases just to even get here. This is the reason why, like, my give a fuck barometer is very low. It is so low. I think Kayla is in here, and Kayla will attest. Like, she's like, my mama don't get her. But the thing is, if I care, whoo, one of the things is that when people I love hurt, baby, I can't stand it. I'm just like, I need to make the hurt go away for them. But it's like, really, yeah. And the reason, and this is a defense mechanism. It is a protective mechanism because everything that we are dealing with today is set to get you out of yourself. It is set to disrupt your nervous system. It is set to disalign, or is that a word? Anyway, to misalign you from yourself. And because I practice so much in staying alignment and growing, I don't want anything to move me off kilter. So if it's not impacting my immediate life, and honey hears me say this all the time because she's the stark opposite. She's the stark opposite. But if it's not impacting my immediate life or my meaning like my livelihood, us in our physical health in the moment, or the kids for the most part, it's like I'm not reacting. It can wait. And sometimes it waits too long. I'm working on it. I'm a work in progress. But it's really low. So to get me to but if she cares, she cares, child. If I care, I care. It is like, but I'm also very, very intentional with my energy. And because of being intentional, and I hope I'm sharing this and I'm being transparent with you guys because it takes a lot of work to get to a point of being intentional with your movement, meaning being intentional with your energy that you dispel or let your energy be penetrated. It takes a lot of work to prioritize yourself. And I think we suffer from that the most. But we also are seeing the tides turn to where we're seeing Black women really focus on themselves. And when we create things, we don't have to be the sacrificial lamb for it to be a success. How things that we create become a success is if you are a success. And how do you become a success is when you become a non-negotiable for you. Meaning like you are making intentional decisions to pour into you for the betterment of you. Hold on, y'all, I turned my fan off accidentally. It'd be so hot in this room. Okay. When you become a non-negotiable for you, you start to create habits and do certain things that allow you to expand and grow and call in what you are deserving of. And this is what I want us to get in alignment with. So I was having a conversation yesterday, and this is the second time this realization has come to me, is the more I work with women in business, because it brings me such joy. Like it brings me such joy to give you guys the tools that I have, and to see your concepts become realized. Like that's the birthing process for me. It's the same thing. Like once you are a midwife, and that's just look at everything that way. But anyway, it's like, and I told Kayla this last night. Kay, did I tell you last night? But it's become more and more apparent to me that I need to do a women in business leadership retreat, because we have to learn how to become whole, like embody wholeness in what we do. So if you're running businesses, if you're running your household, if you are running whatever, a woman in leadership needs to be able to pour into herself and know how to do that. And in knowing how to do that, you need the necessary tools to know what your non-negotiables are. Non-negotiables is spaces of child. Yep, that's a good one. I could, but not return. So this is a good one. Be blessed and move on. My cup is open to be filled with love, grace. Yes, yes, yes. So this is a good one because when we talk about being in alignment, you see, I am a Libra. I believe in balance. I believe in fairness across the board. Let something appear to be unfair with me, it will piss me off. You will swear like somebody has stepped on my pinky toe. It will piss me off because I just believe that things need to be balanced. And so when you are not living in a land of reciprocity, I live in a land of reciprocity. My life is reciprocal. What I'm giving out, I'm going to receive. And I just believe in that equal exchange. And it doesn't, and I don't mean like from a money aspect or a monetary aspect or a materialistic aspect. It means from an energetic aspect. It means from an emotional space or a spiritual space. It means like if I'm pouring in, I expect some level of reciprocity in return. When it becomes unbalanced and I see that, and I see that these core values are misaligned and this is not someplace that I want to put myself in or subjugate myself to, then I will absolutely remove myself. And true to being the Libra, I don't say anything. Just because, like, why? Because if you cared enough to be in alignment or to be in community, you will understand living in the land of reciprocity, because like attracts like. So I totally agree with you, Miss Karen. Yes. Okay, so let's talk about like detoxifying your life from like this hustle culture or the things that are no longer serving you, things that are no longer in alignment to where you are growing or aspiring to go to. Number one, your productivity does not equal your worth. Your productivity does not equal your worth. This is a concept that since leaving the United States, I've had to really embrace. And I keep moving my glasses up because my nose is sweating. It's not because my glasses are too big. My nose is sweats right here. But in the United States, we're taught to be busy. We're taught that our value is tied up in what we do. And if we're not busy doing, then we are made to feel as if we are not valuable. But you are not your output. You are enough just as you are. Just how God created you, you are enough. Just in being who you are enough. And you don't have to prove, you don't have to demonstrate, you don't have to protest or proclaim, you don't have to do any of that. Just know you are enough. Another thing that I relish in is moving slowly. I relish in the slowness of things. And this is another reason why pouring into my morning, meaning giving myself the 2 hours, because it invites the slowness into my life. It invites, like, I don't have to get up and answer and address or respond. I don't have to create a life that gives me that kind of energy. I can be like, no, this is for me. I'm going to do this way. I'll meet you guys over there. Now, mind you, we have a group chat, the girls, we have a group chat where we say good morning every morning. I'll pop in and say good morning, probably while I'm brushing my teeth or, but I'm not responding back to them until I have done my 2 hours. Like, I'm not going back in there, and they could be having a whole conversation. Tracie isn't responding. I am the least responsive in the group. Again, and I've been called out on it too. Alan will be like, why you ain't talking? And to me, everything does not warrant a response. So I'll be like, they're over there having a conversation about X, Y, and Z. Either I don't give a damn, or it's not pertaining to me, or I can't add any value, so I'm not responding. So I don't feel the urgency. Like, I don't have a life of urgency on purpose. So, and it's because I've chosen not to. I made a decision to where I wanted to slow down. I wanted my nervous system to recalibrate. I want my body to be well. I want to be able to hear my body when it's uncomfortable, when there's any kind of tinge of any kind of pain or ailment. Like, I need to be able to hear it at its first call so I can answer it. And if I'm busy responding to whatever the world is trying to get my attention, that means I can't hear what I need to hear. That means I can't receive any messages. I can't from Creator. I cannot receive anything that is meant for me to grow because I'm responding to everything and everybody else that could wait. So creating a life of slowness on purpose, like, now, don't think that like I'm not a timely person. If we supposed to be somewhere at a certain time, Tracie's going to show up early or be right there on time. But when I tell you, it could wait. Hey, Auntie. Hey, Auntie. It could wait. So think about the things that you can do to adjust your calendar. Like, if you look at your week, let's just say Sunday night, Monday morning, you look at your week ahead, and if you have things calendared, see some of the things that you can eliminate, or some of the things that can be done differently, or some of the things that can be responded to at a later time. Meaning, like, maybe it's not an in-person meeting, but it could be a Zoom call, or maybe this can just be a phone call or an email. Maybe, this doesn't even need to happen at all, or maybe I need to move this up because this requires my immediate attention. Start prioritizing or rearranging things that are serving you for the betterment of you, and start inviting slowness. Now, another thing that I've done, with the exception of my Tuesday mornings with the LeadHer Collective, with my exception of them, I don't take any meetings until after 11 o'clock. I have made my mind up, like, I'm not meeting with anybody else I have no meetings until 11. And there was, Michelle and I we're supposed to meet with somebody, and she was like, can we meet at like 9 o'clock? And I was like, no. Michelle was like, okay. She didn't even ask me why. Michelle was like, okay, we'll just do it another day. Like that's how good my girlfriends are. Like, no, I'm not. Why would I adjust my schedule for this woman that I don't know about? I mean, no, I'm interested in connecting with her. But girl, just because there's an emergency on your part doesn't constitute one on mine. Lack of preparation on your part does not constitute an emergency on mine. So it could wait. The meeting may even need to happen Zoom, because I'm not getting up out of my house, breaking my routine, especially at 9 o'clock in the morning, to girl bye. No. So start inviting slowness into your life, like resting. Somebody mentioned resting earlier. Resting and finding time to rest. And resting could just be grounding. It could be going to get a massage. It could be going to sit by the water. It could be reading a book. Bobby is notorious for getting in her reading nook wherever she creates it, and she will literally block the world out and she reads her book. Like, that is a part of her self-care. And I believe, again, that self-care is free, because you start to incorporate it on a day-to-day. These are part of your habits. These are a part of your rituals. So anything like getting your nails done or going to do, I don't know, whatever. Those are extra. Going to the spa, those things are extra. Real self-care is about slowness. It is about nourishing your body with the things that make your body feel good, that are not just palatable for the moment, and that are able to like carve your cravings. It's about taking time for you and nourishing you and breathing into you, like taking those deep oxygenated breaths and circulating that oxygen to your organs and your extremities, like breathing into you. So slow down. Long story short, slow down. Slow down. Girl, oh my God, yes. Did she say 11:30? Come on now. You see what I'm saying? Like, be very, very intentional with how you use your time, right? Okay. Examine what is like giving you, like, if you're over giving, examine where that is coming from. Where is that trauma coming from? That I have to overgive, I have to overextend, I have to, give more in order to be seen. Where is that coming from? Because it's not from you. I have to give more to be validated. I have to give more to prove that I'm worth. Ciao. Yeah, no. Mm-mm. This one is good. Replace burnout with boundaries of being. So replace burnout with boundaries and busyness with just being. Just being. How do we combat burnout? By setting boundaries. There's a really good book, and I'll drop it in the description. But it's like, I forget, it's by a Black therapist, and I follow her on Instagram. But her book is about boundaries and how to set proper boundaries for yourself, for people who struggle in this area. But how do we combat burnout is with replacing it with instituting boundaries that serve us, and we busy ourselves with just being. Okay. Slow again, it's that slow down. It is that non-negotiable. It is that honoring of self. And then start incorporating like, spiritual practices and anchors that keep you grounded, that pour back into you. You can light your candle, you can have a meditation practice. And the difference between prayer and meditation for people is meditation, you are receiving what you need to hear, and prayer is an ask. I even pray differently now, but prayer is an ask. Meditation is like you are receiving. So you're turning everything off so you can hear what God has to say. So you can receive what God has to say. Journaling, baths, grounding, walking barefoot in the grass, watch where you walk, but those kind of things. I talked about decluttering your calendar and committing to things that bring you joy. Like, think about the things that make you happy. Like, think about the things that like nourish your spirit and your soul. Think about who nourishes your spirit and your soul. Creating time for community. The reason why the United States has such a loneliness epidemic is because third spaces are not prioritized. In third spaces, meaning it's not home, it's not work, it is a third space. It can be cafe culture, it could be pub, like, over in the UK, there's pubs. It could be parks, it could be anything that's outside of home and work is a third space. So in the United States, there is a lack of third spaces. Third spaces are not prioritized, but third spaces are where community connects. That is where you meet people. That is where you connect. That is where you go to eat and like create community, have good conversation. And like in Okinawa, Japan, they have the longest living people because diet, exercise, and community. So when we talk about like getting out of the rituals and the ways that are no longer serving us, it's about being in community with people. And I now have the community that I prayed for. So if you are lacking community, start writing down the kind of community that you want. Start praying for the kind of community that you want. And I've always been kind of leery when people say, "Well, I don't get along with such and such, or I don't get along with Black women, or I don't get along with women," or what you want, you must first give, right? So in order to, if you want friends, you must show yourself to be friendly. And it's hard coming from the States where individualism is practiced, where you have to do it on your own when it's just about you. But everywhere else is about community. It is how are you putting yourself in communal spaces to meet different people, to have different kind of conversations, to be introduced to different perspectives. All of that adds more value to your life. One of my absolute pleasures is to go to Michelle's house and sit on the couch and eat. Like, I swear, it is the simplest thing, but it's like a home cooked meal with a good girlfriend on a comfy couch. One of my absolute pleasures is being surrounded by my good girlfriends, and we ain't doing nothing but sitting at each other's houses, being in community, having conversation about whatever. That is one of the richest ways that my life is poured. Like, they pour into me, or we pour into each other. So start being what you are lacking. Start becoming what you are lacking. And if you desire more aligned community, then call that in. Call that in and start getting rid of things that are not serving you, where you are, where you aspire to grow, where you aspire to go. Like, start decluttering your social media algorithm. I am I will declutter shit. I unfollow. I won't listen to. I'm not going to. And this is again part of protecting your peace, protecting your energy, and calling in things that are serving you, that are pouring into you. One of my absolute joys, y'all, is watching elephants. When I tell you elephants bring me such joy, me and Jules send each other elephants on Instagram. She adopted an elephant and I adopted, she said, here, adopt the elephant. Here's like the organization that she adopted her elephant through. So I adopted my elephant. This is a kid calling me. Hold on, this is Titus. Mommy nerves. T, I'm on live. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, bye, babe. Love you. So, but an elephant. And elephants bring me such joy. You come to my house, I have elephants all over my house. I have all kind of elephant. I have elephant pot holders, elephant statues, like all over my house. And when we moved from Georgia to Mexico, my mom took half my elephants. So I had to replace all of my elephants. And it's like, hey baby, I still don't have enough elephants. So one of the things that brings me such joy is animals, and elephants are my favorite animals. So watching elephants. So those kind of things that you wouldn't even think about. Start replacing your algorithm with things that you like to do and things that bring you joy and make your heart smile. Like, do that. Another thing, and I told my kids this too, but create a Pinterest board. One of the surefire hacks of like calling in your life is creating a Pinterest board of your life. Imagine to the 10th degree. And I encourage my kids, and I said this, be as delusional and as grand as you want to be. Nothing is off limits. So think about what the elevated version of you looks like. What are you wearing? Where are you vacationing? Where are you living? What are you driving? Are you being driven? What name brand clothes are you wearing? Do you not care about that? Like, get as detailed as you want, like professionally. In this Pinterest board, what does your profession look like? How, and get so specific. And the reason why this is so important and instrumental is because it gives you something to look forward to. It gives you your whole system starts to vibrate in this energy of like, this is what I'm calling into my life. But also it gives you the visual. And so you are hitting so many different components of calling in the things that you want for yourself, and start moving in alignment with that person, like that you are. And I was listening to one of my meditations, and they'd say like, you're not given a certain vision for no reason. You're given a vision because you're remembering who you are. And I was like, yes, my saying, show them who you are, right? But you're given a vision because you're remembering from a cellular level who you are, like what you are here to do. And I was like, oh, I love that. I love that. Yeah. See, my son. I started my Pinterest board yesterday. So T, like, how was it? Like in starting your Pinterest board yesterday, how did it make you feel? Drop in the comments and let us know. See? Drop in the comments, let us know. Start a Pinterest board. Start a Pinterest board because it gives you the visual of starting to manifest the life that you desire. Are you only flying first class and business class? Are you only flying private? Like, get that. Where are you vacationing? That's where I want to know. Like, where are you going? You know me, I would rather spend money on experiences versus things. So what are we experiencing? Yeah, you added a few things. Yes, it's a proper way to manifest genuinely. Yes. Thank you, son. These are the kind of conversations that I have. So again, this is my son, and I'm saying, Titus, do this. because I want this for you. Whatever you want for yourself, as long as you're not hurting yourself or anybody else, I want this for you. And I want you to dream. I want you guys to get back into daydreaming. I think we've been stripped and robbed of daydreaming. You remember as a child, you would always daydream, right? You would daydream as kids, and they would be like, stop daydreaming, stop. No, no. We are calling that part of us back into us, because it's in that we're actually calling in, and we are becoming aligned in manifesting the life that we want for ourselves. Yes. Yes. Hello, abundance now. We are calling in. We are calling in. How much money is in your bank account? I want you to write the digits down. And when I tell y'all, I have the digits memorized in my head, and I say it over and over and over in my head every day. I say, and I've started doing it so much. Honey has made up her own. Like, she's now made up her own numbers, and her own numbers with her own. That's her money. My money is da 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 da. Like, that is my number. And when you start doing these things for yourself, stop talking to everybody. Stop. Don't we not telling everybody our business, because this is a different expanded version of you, so everybody can go. Everybody can't handle this. Not everybody is deserving. This is your baby, meaning you. You expanded, you elevated. This is you. Okay? So you're going to keep it quiet. You want to keep it close to your heart. Stop telling everybody everything. Everybody don't need to know. It ain't their business. This is about you times whatever. So whatever version of yourself that you are calling in, this is special. This is sacred. This needs to be protected. You are cultivating, calling in, getting in position, because this is who you are. Like, show them who you are. Like, remember who you are. It's all the other stuff that we've been burdened down with in life that has stripped you from the essence of what you've been designed to do. Remember, like, God could put you here on earth for a reason. And so much of life has gotten in the way by institutions and structures in society that have removed you from this. But now it's like, no, I'm gonna need you to move in boldness and tenacity and be like, no, I dispel that. And you can still have the life of wealth and abundance that you desire and deserve. It's about positioning. It is about making yourself a non-negotiable. It is about making yourself a non-negotiable. What does this non-negotiable self, how do they talk to themselves? Right? How do they talk to themselves? What do they weigh? Do they weigh a certain number? Like, what version of health are you in? I've started saying, I'm taking care of this body for my 85-year-old self. My 85-year-old self is going to thank me for taking care of this body right now, today, and creating and developing those habits and being in a habitual state of wellness and health. Like, my 85-year-old self is going to be like, girl, thank you. Thank you, girl. Like, that's what's going to happen, right? So what habits are you creating for yourself by making yourself a non-negotiable? What are you shedding because it's no longer serving you? Yes, my board is full of nature and relaxing bodies of water, hiking in nature, people watching in local cafes. But I want you to give more detail. This is good because I'm a nature girl myself, and people watching is one of my favorite things to do. But now I want you to get a little bit more detail. What are you wearing? Where is this cafe located? Are there cafes around the world that have become your favorite? Do you have a house here, a house there, and a house over there? What are you watching? Like, one of the things I've started watching lately that I just love is Stanley Tucci in Italy. Oh my God. I have learned in different places in Italy that I want to go to. Like Sardinia now is on my list. Like, oh my God, I got to go to Sardinia now. I already wanted to go to Sicily. I wanted to go to Tuscany. I wanted to go to Florence. But now, shoot, I got to go to Sardinia. And then, of course, I got to go to Croatia because Croatia is right there. Like, what are you doing? This is what I'm saying. We have to give ourselves, and I tell my kids this, you have to give yourself something to look forward to. You have to have something to look forward to, because otherwise, what are you doing? Like, you're just like wasting away. You have to give yourself something to look forward to because it is for your mental wellness. It helps you. It feeds you, it fuels you. Give yourself something to look forward to. So part of creating your Pinterest board is you're giving yourself something to look forward to. You're calling in what you have been designed to do and be and become and live this way, but you're also giving yourself something to look forward to. Oh, thanks, T. Thank you, son. He's all in there. Elephants. I love elephants. They're supposed to be lucky, especially if the trunk is raised. I love elephants, y'all. And their ears, when they start flapping, how happy they are. Oh my God. When I tell you, I will watch a National Geographic, elephant, anything, YouTube, anything, elephant, Instagram, anything, elephant. I will watch it because elephants. I have remember Ti adopted an elephant, but I do need an elephant tattoo. I do. And I actually had a design when I was going to get a sleep, it was going to be an elephant. Yeah. So I hope this is making sense, y'all. And I hope that you have started to think about how you can begin to shift, shed, and elevate and expand. Oh my God, where did Kayla get this from? Fun fact, elephant brain gives the same chemical reaction when they see human brain and when we see puppies. I just love elephants. And I send my kids, like, look at this elephant. Just look at the elephant because I want them to get happy too. So I hope this elephant makes you happy. Oh, thank you, T. Oh, honey, I'm proud of you. Okay, baby, I love you. Have a good day at work. Thank my kids for being in here. I appreciate you guys. I love you. Oh, chat girl, Angie. When I tell you I'm a Delta in my mind, you can't tell me nothing. I'm a Delta. Don't get me and Jewel together, child. Me and Jewel have talked about like we are Deltas in our heads. We are child. I was like, I love elephant. You know, that's the Delta symbol. Yes, yes, yes to all of the things. Okay, so before I forget, we want to. I love elephants more than people, except my mama. I love you, babe. And that's very true. The kids do. The kids love animals more than they do people. All of my kids. We have a LeadHer Facebook group. So if you guys want to join the LeadHer Facebook group, it is in the description because I was supposed to mention this at the top of the show, but I forgot because I got all invited or entrenched into what I wanted to share with you guys today. Also, please be sure to follow my new YouTube channel. It is Oh Yes Honey. It is me and my good girlfriend Jessie. And today's her birthday too. But it is a women's health podcast, and that too is in the description. So please subscribe to that channel. It is this week we talked about controversial stuff over there, with stuff that we love. But this week we talked about sex while menstruating. So it's a good one. And it's not long. It's like our videos are between 8 to, I think the longest one was maybe like no more than 20 minutes. So it's a little short listen. And yes, I think that's it. So in the description, there is the LeadHer Facebook group. And in the LeadHer Facebook group, it is where women in business can connect, collaborate, and grow. We are shouting out businesses. We are shouting out business owners. They are promoting their products and services. They are getting in there and they are being bold, and we are growing that space. So I'm excited for that group. If you are interested in becoming a leader, my private leadership community, that is in the description as well. That is a committed group of people. Oh, thanks, Dara. Thank you for subscribing to Oh Yes, Honey. I appreciate you. And we drop videos every week on Oh Yes, Honey. We drop pre-recorded videos. They're not live every week on Oh Yes, Honey. And let me see. I talked about the LeadHer Facebook group. I'm doing, just because I wanted to, if you want to meet with me for a power hour, I think I put that I think that's in the description. If not, I will add it in there. It's this weekend only though, and it's a reduced price, so it's just $111 for a power hour. And this kind of help you get in alignment with where you are. Here I go again with that term that I talked about earlier. What did they say? What did chat call me? A personal growth strategist? I'm a personal growth strategist who focuses on women in leadership because I want you guys to be whole. I want you guys to be healed. I want you guys to be happy and healthy and paid. That is what I care about. That's what I care about. I do. That is what brings me joy. What brings me joy is seeing y'all win. I swear on everything I love. What brings me joy is seeing you guys win. Okay, so I love y'all. Go create your Pinterest board. Go declutter your calendar. Go make yourself a priority. Set some non-negotiable time for you every day. Every day. I don't care. You are welcome. I don't care if it is 5 minutes, 10 minutes, but you need some time that no entity can penetrate. And it is strictly meant for you. All right. I love y'all. Thank you guys so much for continuing to rock with me, because you know my relationship with YouTube is tattered. But I appreciate y'all, and I will see y'all next week. I have I'll just leave it there. All right, y'all. Talk to you later. Bye.